Hey guys, Nick here. I sit somewhere in the second row in Professor Lynch's class. Anyway, while I don't want to read you my entire essay because that would be boring as hell, I did two stories for my essay. It's a comparative essay, In Broad Daylight and A Wall of Fire Rising. And in those two stories, the theme that I found most prevalent was death. That's right, death. And I want to kind of illustrate it for you so you're kind of on the same page as I am, and maybe you agree, maybe you don't. Either way, it's kind of creative and kooky, so let's do this. In the story In Broad Daylight, our main focus is on Mew, a girl convicted of prostitution in the eyes of her elders. The town throws stones and jeers at her, marching her through town for all to see. The old whore is finally punished. Meanwhile, a man named Meng has been dismembered by a train a few blocks away, and no one seems to care. Even when they find out Meng is dead, they poke and prod at his body, gossiping and teasing over how he could have died. A Wall of Fire Rising is a little different. Like Meng, our main character Guy is just a simple man in a simple place. He and his family live in Haiti, and Guy is having quite the struggle finding work and income for his family. So much of a struggle, in fact, that Guy jumps from a hot air balloon to his death. This is where the two stories meet for me. Meng is dead. So is Guy. The reactions are vastly different, but why? As I said in my essay, the collective wealth attitude of communism may have had something to do with the reaction to Meng's death. Think of Meng as just a finger on the body of China. It gets cut, repair or replace it. No need for emotion. It seems to me that the reaction for Meng's death was based on low empathy for him and his possible struggle, or maybe it was a need for gawking drama in a small town. Either way, Guy's end is very different. Guy receives a very poetic end. His son reciting poems from the play he is in, the general care for the dead body by people around. Even the question, do you want his eyes open or shut, which a man asked to Lily, Guy's wife, shows that people here aren't looking to hurt others. They're sharing that hurt together. Empathy. Something amiss in the story In Broad Daylight. Even from the beginning, when Mew was being carted around town and used and abused, no one had any empathy for her. And then we find a dead body, and still, no empathy at all for what has just gone on. These two men, Guy and Meng, were not so different. Both living in small industrialized towns, both known by some in their neighborhood, but once these two died, two very different reactions were presented. Whether it be culture, condition, limitation, or a collective of all, I find one question rising from both stories. What makes worth in a life? And who is it that gets to decide what your life is worth? Thanks, guys, for watching my visual representation of my essay on In Broad Daylight and A Wall of Fire Rising. If you really liked what I had to say and want to know more about the comparison of death between the two stories, just ask me, and I can print you out a copy of my essay. Thanks a lot, Professor Lynch. Take it away.